Thank you for watching the Shikama Live Show. This might be a little bit long, but I think the information here is of utmost importance. Obamacare has just come out with a report on nationwide statistics that impacts all of us. Now, I know all of you are going to say, well, this is by design, we already know. But here is just the information put out for everybody to know. The long-term effect of Obamacare on the U.S. economy took a grim turn today, with the Congressional Budget Office issuing a revised projection that nearly 2.5 million Americans will be lost from the nation's workforce over the next 10 years. As a result, budget experts say President Obama's healthcare overhaul will lead to a reduction of 2.3 million jobs that people will abandon because they can't get insurance outside of the workplace. Following the release of the report, House Speaker John Boehner said the report showed how the middle class is getting squeezed in this economy. The report drew immediate reaction from GOP lawmakers, including House Speaker John Boehner, who said the report indicates Obamacare is only making it harder for middle-class Americans to survive in the bad economy. Others, like Representative Paul Ryan, Republican of Wisconsin, weighed in. Obamacare is only making things worse, Ryan said in a written statement. This costly law is not only pushing government spending to new heights, it is disrupting coverage and leaving millions of Americans worse off. The Budget Office said jobs will also be lost because employers may choose to hire less full-time workers to reduce the hours of their staff. In 2010, the CBO projected Obamacare would lead to about 650,000 fewer jobs. Tuesday's new 2.3 million estimate is significantly higher. The report states Obamacare will also lead to a reduction of the net number of total hours worked by as much as 2% in the period from 2017 to 2024. It states that lower wage workers will see the biggest reduction in the number of hours worked. The agency also reduced its estimate of the number of uninsured people who will get coverage through the healthcare law. Lowered. That means that they won't get insurance. The budget experts now say about 2 million fewer people will get coverage this year than had been expected, partly because of website problems that prevented people from signing up last fall when new markets for subsidized private insurance went live. Senator Orrin Hatch, a ranking member of the Senate Finance Committee, called the report devastating to the millions of Americans seeking employment. A direct threat to the long-term health and prosperity of our nation. This law must be repealed, Hatch, Republican of Utah, said in a statement. Its impact and consequences are too great. House Budget Committee Chairman Paul Ryan said the report indicates Obamacare is making things worse for Americans. This costly law is not only pushing government spending to new heights, it is disrupting coverage and leaving millions of Americans worse off, Ryan, Republican, Wisconsin, said. However, the White House focused on the report's claim that the loss of jobs will not be due to employers cutting back, but due to Americans choosing to voluntarily leave the workforce. White House spokesman Jay Carney said in the statement, the report proves Obamacare is allowing Americans to be empowered to make such a choice. At the beginning of this year, we noted that a part of this new day in healthcare, Americans would no longer be trapped in a job just to provide coverage for their families and would have the opportunity to pursue their dreams, he said. The CBO reports bears that out, and the Republican plan to repeal the ACA would strip those hard-working Americans of that opportunity. Carney also says the report does not take into account the estimate by experts that lower health care costs due to Obamacare will lead to thousands of jobs being added to the economy annually. This guy is... The report also predicted the U.S. budget deficit would fall to $515 billion this year, down substantially from last year and lowest level for by far since President Obama took office 5 years ago. Just speaking of Carney, Carney was asked, would he lie for the president? And he said, no, he would never do such a thing. He has integrity and honor and dignity and all that sort of stuff. And just within minutes of saying that, he went to a press conference and lied through his teeth. And what's terrible, what's the irony of this statement is that the reporter who had asked him had done the research on the speech that he had given and knew what he was saying was a lie. Carney is a liar. We need somebody with integrity. We don't need a mouthpiece for the president. We need somebody who says, the president says this. This is what the president says. We don't need a spin doctor. I mean, he's supposed to be the White House press secretary, right? Anyway, tell me what you think about that. That is devastating. Repeal Obamacare now. Thank you for watching the Chicano Live Show.